Section 2.5, we will discuss measures of center. In the OpenStax Introductory Statistics book, this is section 2.5, and in the Lumen book, that will be in module 2, Introduction to Measures of Center of Data, Measures of Center, the Law of Large Numbers, etc., including some more, all right, some more units further down. So if we read the OpenStax, if we start with the OpenStax book, it says that there are two most widely used measures of the center, and these are the mean and the median. And in our notes, we also include a third measure of center that is called the mode. The mean is the average, and it has two symbols. We use mu, the Greek M, for the population mean. Remember, the population measure is called the parameter, and we use X bar for the sample mean. And to find the average, we add all the data values. The notation is sigma x, and we divide by the number of data values, which is the size of the population, uppercase N, or the size of the sample, lowercase n. So the formulas are sigma x divided by n, whether this is n of the population to find mu or n of the sample to find x bar. And in Excel, we will use the function average. The statistic x bar is the way we will try to approximate the parameter mu, and it will be a good representative value of the parameter if the sample is truly random. The mean is the most common measure because it uses and represents all the data values. It is very rare that the mean will be a value equal to an actual data value. The median, it's written, the notation is MED, corresponds to the data value that is in the middle of the data. It has 50% of the data less than or equal to the median, and 50% of the data greater than or equal to the median. It is generally a better measure than the center when there are extreme values or outliers, because it is not affected by the precise values of the outliers. Measures like the median that are not affected by outliers are called resilient or resistant. The mean is not one of them. The mean is not resilient. The mode that has a symbol MODE is the data value that appears the most often and has the highest frequency. Data sets can be bimodal, trimodal, multimodal, or non-modal. When they have 2 modes, 3 modes, many modes, or no modes, respectively. The mode is the most popular data value in the set. In Excel, the function we will use is equal to the mode of the array of values. In a histogram, the mode would be the data value with the tallest rectangle. It's always best to use technology if we have it. For example, here is a data set of the number of months patients typically wait on a transplant list before getting surgery. The data are ordered from smallest to largest. We want to calculate the mean, the median, and the mode using correct symbol and units. Now the median and the mode have only one symbol, but the mean could either be the mean of a population or the mean of a sample. So looking at the number of values, let's say they are approximately 30, let's say, do we think that this is the population of patients waiting on a transplant, or is this a sample of patients waiting on a transplant? And if we are aware of the situation of people even just in the US, we know that there are definitely more than 30 people who are waiting for a transplant, so this looks like it's a sample. So the mean will be X bar. And we can spend the time to do calculations manually, or we can use Excel. Here I have the data, which is the wait time for a transplant in months. I have created a histogram just for my personal use, but these are the values. I see it looks like they are 34, but let's have Excel count it for us. So I'm going to use the count function, and I'm going to ask it to count the data values here. And it says that it is 39 of them. I actually just want the range here. The mean will be equals average, and that's the range. So the mean is approximately 13.95. I want the median. We know how to use the quartile, but also there is a median function in Excel. And the mode, there is a mode function in Excel. And I can also tell what the mode is, because when I drew the graph, this rectangle has the highest height, which is the most frequency, and therefore I could tell that this is the mode. So the median 13.95, as you see, this is not the data value. All the data values are whole numbers. So 13.95 months. This scenario is a story. So our variable actually has a description. Months that people wait on a transplant list before they have surgery, and it has units. It's months. So the time that they wait is measured in months. The median was 13. So half of the patients waited 13 or less months, and half of the patients waited 13 or more months. And the mode was 10. The law of large numbers says that if we take samples of increasingly larger size from any population, the mean of the sample X bar, which is a statistic, is very likely to get closer and closer to the mean of the population mu, that is the parameter. And we will keep discussing this in more detail later in the course, but keep in mind that the larger your sample, the more accurate your statistic X bar will be to the parameter mu. Another thing we will look at in this course in more detail, in a significant portion of this course, is what we call the sampling distribution. The sampling distribution is a frequency distribution obtained from a large number of samples. That means taking samples multiple times. Every time you take a sample, you are usually interested in a particular statistic. So you are interested in, let's say, the average of the sample, in the median of the sample, in the variance of the sample. You are interested in the proportion of observational units in the sample that have a certain characteristic. If we let the number of samples become very large, in the millions, then the frequency table will become a frequency distribution. So in a significant portion later in the course, we will talk about the distribution of the sample mean, or the distribution of the sample proportion. So, and that means if we were to repeat an experiment multiple times for multiple samples drawn from the same population, what would the average look like? What would the proportion look like? Or what would some other statistic look like? Suppose 30 randomly selected students were asked the number of movies they watched the previous week. The results are in a relative frequency table below. Remember, relative frequencies are the percent of students who watched a particular number of movies. So the variable is the number of movies that students watched, and it is a numerical variable, quantitative and discrete, because it's just counting numbers, including 0. And there are 5,300 colleges and universities in the US. Assume that on average each college offers 20 sections of statistics. Assume that on average each section has 25 students. If each student conducted this survey of 30 subjects, then we would have had 5,300 colleges times 20 statistics sections times 25 students collecting 2,650,000 samples, and then calculating the mean of that sample. So the X bar in this case, in my sample that I collected, would be 0 plus 15 times 1 plus 6 times 2 plus 3 times 3 plus 4 times 1 times 4 divided by 30, because I asked 30 students. That was 1.3 movies, but also notice that if I had done the math separately, 0 times 5 divided by 30, and 1 times 15 divided by 30, and 2 times 6 divided by 30, and 3 times 3 divided by 30, and 4 times 1 divided by 30, I would have found the same mean. So you can either add all your data and divide by 30, or you can take each one of your variable values and multiply it by its relative frequency and still find the same mean.